Bob still on the line?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
Bob. So my question is for you. I know Tyson said that he wanted to, go for the knockout, but there's been several occasions where you've come out and said that Tyson is one of the best pure boxers you've ever seen. So does it kind of concern you when he comes out with a game plan like that, wanting to knock out Wilder, but that kind of plays into his hands when he can pretty much outbox him for the full 12 rounds?
Well, I have confidence in Tyson because, there are guys who say they're going to knock out their opponent, and it's like a baseball player getting up to the plate and trying to hit a home run. When anybody who knows baseball will say that the guy who looks to make contact has a better chance to hit a home run than the guy that's swinging from his heels. So Tyson is a great boxer, but he has the determination to knock out Wilder, and he knows that he's not going to force it, and the knockout will come. And that unlike the first fight, when he gets Wilder into trouble, and Wilder was in trouble at a couple of times in that fight, he's not going to let him off the hook. He's going to go for the knockout.
Gotcha. And just my last question is for Tyson. You've done just about everything. Well, for the most part, just about everything in the heavyweight division. Lineal champ. You've had just about every belt. You fought a lot of great fighters. The one thing I don't believe you've gotten yet is the WBC belt because the Klitschko had it. Klitschko didn't have it at the time that you fought him. So, I know you've kind of made it. You've kind of let it be known that nothing really gets you going so much because it's just like, hey, I already had that belt, I already did this, I already did that. So when it comes to the WBC belt, do you kind of look at that like, okay, this is something that I really want? I know you really want to beat Wilder. When you look at the belt itself, you're just like, hey, that's the one thing I didn't achieve yet.
I always like challenges. The WBC is the one that's escaped me over the years for whatever reasons. I never got my hands on it yet. And it will be to finish off my collection of all the belts that there is to offer out there, and that would be every single one of them. So yeah, it would be nice to finish the collection off for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it, and good luck, man.
Good luck. Good luck.
Our next question comes from Dan Rafael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, Tyson. I just had a follow-up question for you. You have the big win against Vladimir Klitschko on your record. You've got some other good wins, Chisora, whatnot. A lot of people thought you won the first fight with Deontay. If you win this second fight, what do you think this does for the legacy of Tyson Fury, particularly because you have said that you don't have very many more fights left after this?
Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about the legacy. I've done what I've done. When I'm finished with boxing, I don't care about the legacy at all. But the fact of the matter is I care about being active and I care about what's happening now. So, yeah, I think the Wilder fight cements me. Winning this fight cements me as the best of my era. No more to prove. Everyone else has been defeated. And there was only me and Deontay Wilder left who were unbeaten after 12 years as professionals. It was all on the line for this fight. I think it's a massive must for me. It's a massive must to win.
But you really, I rarely do I hear boxers say that they literally don't care about their legacy. I have to believe that after your long career that you don't have some part of you that wants to be remembered in a really positive way for everything you've accomplished.
I'm not really concerned about what happens when I'm gone. When I'm gone means I'm retired, and when I'm retired means I'm on to other things, and that'll be another chapter of my life. So, we can only take one chapter of our lives at a time, and I'm just enjoying and living in the moment right now. I'm living my dream, my childhood dream, my young adult dream, and my midlife dreams. And like I say, I really don't care about legacy, and that's the fact of the matter, because what somebody thinks of me when I'm finished is really unimportant because it's all sticks and stones, whether it's good or bad. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and there'll be somebody else to replace me, just like everybody else, every other champion in history. Other young guys have come along and took that place, and that's how the food chain works.
Fair enough. I'd like to ask Bob that question also. Bob, you still there?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
So you heard Tyson, I think, say that with the victory against Wilder on February 22nd, that he doesn't care about what people would say about it in terms of his legacy. But you've been around for a long time, seen a lot of great heavyweights. What do you think Tyson Fury's legacy would be with this victory?
Well, I think that everybody would have to recognize him as one of the great heavyweight champions of all time. I mean, uh, it seems to me, and I've been through in my years in boxing, heavyweight champions that go back before most of you writers were born. I mean, starting with Ali and Joe Frazier and Foreman and Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and Joshua and Wilder. And when Tyson does what I expect him to do on February 22nd, he definitely will belong with those immortals.
All right, very good. Thank you for that, Bob. Thank you, Tyson. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Michael Woods from New York Fights. Please go ahead.
Follow-up question for the Gypsy King. Tyson, you said that you don't really so much care what the other guy brings to the table. It's what you're able to do. But I feel like Wilder, to me, seems as confident as he's ever been. I wonder, do you assess him the same way, or no, his mindset really doesn't matter to you?
Yeah, his mindset is none of my concern. Every fight I've ever fought's been confident they're going to win. Because if they wasn't, they'd be in the wrong game. That's for sure. As performing athletes, as champions, you always believe you're going to win. But it hasn't affected me so far in my career that every other opponent I've ever fought thought he was going to win and they didn't. It doesn't matter what the opponent's mindset is. It's about what mindset I've got going into the ring and what game plan I execute in there. And that's all it comes down to. Wilder can be the best Wilder he ever wants to be. But if my mindset's totally concrete on winning, then I'm going to win, for sure. And it's how much you want it. And I believe I want this more than Deontay Wilder does. Deontay Wilder wants to be a famous guy. He wants to be an actor. He wants to be on TV. He's into all that lifestyle and all that. He's just what I'd call a social climber. He wants to be something he's not. Me, I don't care for all of that stuff. I don't care about being famous. I don't care about being somebody wants to shake my hand or be on TV. None of that stuff means anything to me. The only thing that means to me is winning these fights. That's it, period. And when the boxing's over, that's it for me. There's no more fame. There's no more nothing. Because I won't be taking any more steps to be an actor or to be a singer or to be something like that. Because it doesn't interest me. I'm a purebred fighting man, through and through. And when it's over, it's over. That's it. Nothing else matters to me.
Fair enough. You've spoken how you see your legacy. It makes sense. I am wondering, though, about the present. You win this fight, and do you think the case could be made that really you win this, that you deserve to be maybe regarded as the best pound-for-pound boxer on the planet?
Well, I'm not sure about all that pound-for-pound stuff. I'm not too sure how it works. I think it's like fantasy baseball, isn't it, where everyone just has an opinion on who they think's the best or whatever.
Right.
The pound-for-pound stuff, I've never really been able to follow it because it's like saying if an eagle had feet, it'd be able to run faster than an ostrich. Or, if a cow could fly, could it fly faster than an aeroplane? It's just people's opinion, like randomly making up stuff. But I'm not sure about how that works. But, the one thing I do know is when I beat Deontay Wilder, I'll be the best heavyweight of my era, standing alone.
Very good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Question comes from James Bell from The Boxing Source. Please go ahead.
All right. This question is for Tyson Fury. One of the things that is a topic going into this particular fight is your weight and how comfortable you are coming into this fight in comparison to your first fight. How do you feel with your current weight going into this fight that's coming up in 9 days?
Yeah, I feel comfortable with the weight. I'm already there where I want to be. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to put weight on. I'm a giant heavyweight, eating clean, eating well. And whatever weight I weigh in on the night is really unimportant. You've seen heavyweights come in at 200 pounds. You've seen them come in at 300 pounds. The heavyweight division has no limit. So it's one of those things.
Now, years ago, Emmanuel Stewart talked about you and Deontay Wilder being two of the top heavyweights coming up to this particular point. With you now training with Sugar Hill Stewart, what does this mean to you to like pretty much come almost full circle from that particular point years ago with Emmanuel Stewart to now?
Fantastic, isn't it? You know, it's very fitting that 12 years ago, 10 years ago, Emmanuel called all this, and it's come back to reality. And Sugar Hill's training me, his nephew, so it's great that I'm actually having these big fights and having the influence of the Kronk Gym and Emmanuel Stewart in the corner.
And our next question comes from Don Hewitt from Boxing TV. Please go ahead.
Hi, Tyson. I'm probably one of the few English people to speak with you today. I know everybody's excited back home. Looking at the interview with John Fury and David Haye, John Fury said that we saw the best of Deontay Wilder. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we've seen the best of Deontay Wilder. He's 34 years old. I don't think you get better after 34, do you? That's for sure. I think you hit a point in your career, and that's called the prime of your career, the pinnacle. And then after that pinnacle, you slide down, and that's what happens. History tells that story. So Deontay Wilder's at the pinnacle of his career. The only place he can go now, he can either extend that pinnacle or he can slide down. So yeah, he's not going to get any better. He's at his best.
Absolutely. And talking from a different perspective, especially here in the UK, you're known as a real advocate of mental health, and for all these people, you know, getting up off the ground in the 12th round of the last fight, you really showed that true bravery, that true gypsy fighting spirit. What have you guys got to say to all the people out there in UK and all around the world who are struggling with mental health?
The best message I can give is you can do it. It's never over until it's over. Seek medical advice immediately, and communication is the key to everything. You know, if you don't talk about things, you're never going to get things right. Things will never come back to how they were unless you talk about them. Bottling mental health is one of the worstest things that anybody can do. I've been there, I've done it all myself, and you know, I hid it away from a lot of people for a long time, and I exploded, and that's what happens. But if you want to get well again, you've got to seek medical advice and get a routine going in your life. You know, set short-term goals, targets, and achieve them. And that's what I did. I used training as my medicine, and I used living a healthy lifestyle as a medicine too.
Brilliant. Thanks, Tyson. Final question. This is coming from Matt and Alex, one of our followers. What can us Brits expect from you? What can we expect from you in this fight?
You can expect to see the WBC champion returning home on the 24th of February.
And I would like to go ahead and turn it back to Tyson for any closing remarks.
Just want to say thank you for everyone taking the time today to interview me and get some questions in. I believe we went through quite a few stuff there and answered as much as I could. Big shout out to Bob Arum for being on the line, taking time out of his busy schedule. And don't forget to tune in on ESPN Plus and Fox Pay-Per-View and BT Sport, February 22nd. Be the most entertaining fight of the last 20 years. Be there or be square. Peace out.
This does conclude today's program. Thank you for your participation. You may disconnect at any time.